Well, hi everybody. Welcome to our Facebook Live. It's Friday the 13th, so I hope y'all are staying safe. There's a quote from The Office, which you guys know me and Cheryl love, and their boss, Michael Scott, he says, "I'm not superstitious, but I'm a little stitious." So if you're a little stitious, then just watch yourself out there. We want you to be safe anyways, so that's a good segue into our regular message of if you're watching this and you're driving, put it down. You can watch it later. Obviously, we're in Joplin right now. Hope you guys are doing good. There's not a whole ton of you on just yet, so we'll wait. We are expected to have some rain today, I think. We already had some this morning. So I hope it's nice where you are. Don't have a lot on.
That's one of my favorite sayings. I'm just a little stitious.
It's funny. Okay, well, maybe that's a good start. I don't know. We don't have a lot of people on today. Maybe they're all busy driving. So we'll get it on over to Miss Cheryl Hinkle, and you're good to go.
All right. Happy Friday. Hope everybody's having a great day. Riley said we're getting some rain here. Got some storms that came through last night, and I can't decide if I like it when it rains or not. It's been 100 degrees, and then you get a cool day where it rains. So I guess I'm not going to complain about it, but hope everybody's doing well. We've got just a little bit of things to talk about today, not a whole lot. So we'll go ahead and get started. On the COVID front, obviously you can see in the news and all that kind of stuff that the Delta variant is just really running rampant right now. There's a lot of DoD facilities and stuff that came back out once again, requiring a mask when you're going in. Any of those things that had kind of started to slack off and be lessened or right back in full force. The CDC had said before if you were vaccinated, you didn't have to wear a mask, and then that changed here a week or two ago, right back to having that mask even if you're vaccinated, because it still shows that you can transmit the Delta variant and stuff like that. So we went back to requiring masks in the office when we're away from our desk, still allowing everyone to come into the facility. That hasn't changed. Just ask that when you're coming in, you do wear your mask. All of that, I would have been, I never would have dreamt that we would still be talking about this a year and a half later, but here we are. So anyway, just make sure you're still doing the things, to take care of yourself, and wiping down your equipment, wearing your mask when you're going into facilities, that hasn't changed. Regardless of what your personal beliefs are on the mask or anything like that, when you're going into a facility that requires it, we are servicing a customer, and we're need to be going by what their rules and regulations are. So just be mindful of that. The only other thing that I really need to go over a little bit is a software system that we had implemented. We had worked on it for almost a year, and then we went live on Compligo, which is a compliance software. It's kind of a, it does a lot of things for a lot of reasons. We had, some good Roadmaster software, but it is not very easy to use when it comes to compliance and those kind of things. So we worked on this compliance software for quite some time. It is Compligo. We went live October 1 of 2019, and we've been doing all of our onboarding with this Compligo software. It has saved so much time on new hire. We have a stack of paperwork with all the policies and procedures, and because of what we do, all of that was just a huge stack of papers that drivers had to go by and hand fill out everything out. And so we kicked that live October 1 of 2019. Anybody that's been hired since that date has been onboarded with this compliance software. literally everything's digital signature, and it pre-fills, once you fill in one page with your name, address, all that kind of stuff, it pre-fills and auto-fills the rest of the info, so you're not sitting there getting writer's cramp. So it's a great tool. The HR team worked really hard on getting that out, and we've really utilized that for a lot of different reasons internally. The driver, like, we had stages that we went through. We went through first off with the onboarding for drivers, for company drivers, and then we rolled out onboarding for owner operators and lease drivers, and then we went to non-drivers. So now we're at that stage to where we were talking about going ahead and getting the rest of the existing fleet on there. I know some people that are existing that aren't new hires may have been walked through the process on how to do it. If you've had to maybe change your W-4 or something like that, or withholding state, we push those through there. So some people that were hired prior to that date have been on the system. We were wanting to roll that out. Now we're going to have do that just a little bit quicker. So we have I've got to look at the name of it. It's a document that is the Hazardous Materials Assessment and Transportation Security Plan for cargo facility and driver, that we have had an update to, and so that updated document has to be signed off on by all of our drivers. So the only way that we can do that fairly quickly, instead of having to fax and all that kind of stuff, is to push this out through Complego. So in the next day or so, today or tomorrow, you will probably be getting an email that is from Complego, and when you get the email, it has a really big Complego logo on it, so you know that that's where it's coming from. It's going to say an account has been created for you for Roadmaster Complego. We're Roadmaster, that's the entity that owns all of this. So there's you're going to get your username and your password. It's going to give you that information to log on to that dashboard. Once you log on there, it's going to have an inbox. You're going to have, it's going to show little tabs, and your inbox is going to have something in there for you to do, which is the introduction form. That introduction form will be on there, and you will, once you log on, initially it's going to make you change your password to something that is unique to you instead of the generic one it creates. This is a system that you are going to be using from here on out. If you call in and want to change your address, you're going to be able to do that on this software. If you want to change your W-4 withholdings, payroll can push you a form through this software. So when you have your login and you create your password, please remember it. Write it down, put it in your notes on your phone. However you do that, make sure that that's a password that you will remember. You're going to get an introduction letter, which basically just says, welcome to Complego. You'll comply with all of its terms and conditions, and you'll sign off on that. And then we're hoping sometime next week we will notify you guys again via Qualcomm and email, stuff like that. There's going to be a document that comes through that once again will go to your inbox that we're going to need you to sign off on. It will give you the ability to read through that document and then put that electronic signature in there. For us, it makes it much easier. For you guys, it does. You're not trying to go somewhere and print off a document, or you're not trying to fax something. So it's going to save us a lot of time and energy on doing these kind of things in the future. So I know you guys probably are like, well, we have 100 different things. And, as we move into the future, there's just tools that make business easier, and it makes it so much more effective to be able to push things out and notifications and forms. And so we're going to roll that out. Be looking for that in the next couple of weeks. Like I said, we will notify you on Qualcomm when the document that we need returned, and it's going to have a due date on it. We have to have all these back by September 1st, I think is what we're going to put on there. So just be aware that that's coming, and be looking for those emails. I do know that sometimes, depending on what type of provider you use for your email, there are some spam filters that will block this and assume it's spam. So when we send you something through Qualcomm or whatever, you might have to look in your email in your spam folder to see if it's something that is in there. I do know that it goes there every once in a while, so just be aware that's coming. And once again, we really appreciate you guys, and I know if you have any questions on any of this and what to do or how to get in there, you're having any difficulty, anybody on the HR team would be able to help you with that. Ruth, Brandon, Kelly, myself, just give us a call and we can help you get in there and figure out what you're doing if you have any issues. Are there any questions?
Not from the drivers, but I have one.
Mm-hmm.
Do you also want this kind of announced on the driver app?
Yes.
Maybe? Okay, so they can look for that on there as well.
Yeah. It's on my notes to be able to get with you guys to put it on the news feed on the RMG Connect. So just kind of trying to use every platform to make the drivers aware. So that is something we'll work on as well. I don't really have anything else, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off. And once again, just tell everybody that we really appreciate what you do. Thank you for being the professional drivers that you are. If there's ever anything we can do to help, please reach out and we will do everything we can to give you the tools you need to be successful. And I hope you have a great Friday. Thank you.